He is in this position. In his Jummah khutbahs, in Darul Karachi, he's a Deobandi. In his Jummah khutbahs, he has Deobandis, Brelvis, Salafis, Ikhwanis, and the Ahl Hadith that come. They all come in his khutbahs. You know why? Because he's a neutral Imam. And that's what Imam's supposed to be. He hasn't given up his Deobandism. He's a Deobandi, he's a Hanafi. Like me, I'm a Deobandi, I'm a Hanafi. There's nothing wrong with that. But I can get on with people because I've got a heart to give space to believers in my heart. If I've got a serious difference of opinion with you, I'll just tell you. If it's not from the Quran Sunnah, I'll tell you exactly what I believe from the Quran Sunnah. I'll show you in black and white. If you don't agree with you, fine, I still will pray for you. I will love you as a Muslim brother. I'm not going to give you up. Unless you disagree with me with such a matter that there's no scope of me accepting that. That's when I can't do anything about it. That's when I will have to depart from you. But that's very rare. That's rare that will happen. So these are the issues. Ilmul Ghaib, the Nur, and did the Prophet ﷺ have a shadow or not? And the birthday of the Prophet. Big issue. The birthday of the Prophet, 12th of Rabiul Awwal. Whoever comes out or whoever doesn't come out, that's it. It's their Iman gone or come. I'm telling you clearly that you look into the certain Deobandi ulama who have accepted the other side and certain Brelvi ulama who have not accepted this side. That's all I'll leave it to. I'm not going to go into the issue of who's right and who's wrong on this. All I will say is this. With my open, wide heart, I will say this. I've never gone out and marched on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal to praise the Prophet's birthday. But I've never condemned the people who come out. You know why? Because a lot of the people who come out, they come out and their only attachment to the deen is this. A lot of these brothers, I feel sorry for them. They only have 5 attachments to the deen. 15th of Sha'ban, 27th of Ramadan, Eid number 1, Eid number 2, and the 5th one is Eid Milad al-Nabi, the Prophet's birthday. They've got 5 attachments. You start telling the guy, listen mate, there's no 15th of Sha'ban, it's bid'ah. So you got ding! He's only got 4 left, 4 connections to the deen. You don't, brother, you know what? 27th of Ramadan, yeah, it could be Laylatul Qadr, but you know what? It could be any one of the other 9 nights. Was this true? Is it worth for me gambling 10%? Nah, it's alright, don't come. Ding! 3 left. Say, don't come on the, Sahabas never celebrated this, that, Milad al-Nabi, and you start giving him all that thing, and then he'll stop that. He's got the 2 Eids. All you're going to see this brother doing is he'll come to Eid prayer with his cool hairstyle. You know what I'm saying, like, brother. He come in, he in the back row, he no do no wuzu, brother. He just stand there, he want to see his mates. I want to come out, they're going to pump the music outside. The guy don't know no deen. He don't understand nothing. He only know how to basically... That's what you're going to do to the brother. The more you release, because you've got to give him an alternative. You've got to give an alternative. If you don't replace these things with another thing, then he's just going to be lost. And a lot of brothers like this, they come out with... I know one thing I like about them, is that they've got a lot of love of the Prophet ﷺ. And there's a hadith in Bukhari, subhanAllah. There's a hadith in Bukhari, a man... He was drinking. Drinking was allowed in early Islam. So he used to drink, and he got caught out in the early Islam. In the early Islam, if you got caught drinking, it was basically, first Prophet said, just say bad things, just say foul things, to make him feel sorry for himself. So they did that. After a while, the Prophet said, take your shoes off and beat him with the shoes, your sandals, just beat him with the sandals. Yeah. After a while, then it got more serious and more serious and more serious, all right? But in those days when it was, he got caught a few times, and the Prophet said, say this to him, and he got caught again. The Prophet said, say this to him, and he got caught again. The Prophet said, take your sandals on, beat him up. And then somebody came and he said, Messenger of Allah, what should we do to that guy? Prophet said, the love he has for Allah and His Messenger is a lot of love that he has. He has a lot of love for Allah and His Messenger in his heart. And Prophet ﷺ praised him for that love. Sahih al-Bukhari. You've got to look at the good of Muslims, when these things basically come about. You've got to look at, a positive way of trying to bring... Another Sahabi, just the last one until I take a Q&A, right? Another Sahabi, he came, Messenger of Allah, he said, Messenger of Allah, give me permission to drink. Prophet ﷺ didn't, Sahaba were angry. The Prophet ﷺ said, do you pray? He said, yes. Do you speak the truth? He said, yes. He said, okay. These are early days of Islam. Please don't take this as a fatwa to go and start drinking. Thanks to Hasan Ali. These are the early days. Later it's completely prohibited, right? So Prophet ﷺ in the early days said to him, you know, okay, come to the masjid. So the guy used to come to the masjid and he used to bring his bottle up to the masjid door. And he used to put it at the masjid door, and then he used to come inside. He used to pray, then he used to go out. After a while, the person felt guilty. Then he started to leave his bottle at home. Then after a while, he felt more guilty. Then he smashed his bottles, or he gave up his, rum of wine, whatever he had, and then he became like the rest of the Muslims. You know, there's hikmah, there's ways of, you've got to look at each person differently and see how you're going to call to the deen. You can't just say, haram, hairstyle haram, jeans haram, this haram, that haram, you haram. Whichever, you can't do that. Brothers come to the deen, you can't just say, don't listen, don't do this, don't do that. You give that much, right? The guy's just going to turn away from the deen. You've got to take it easy. On some people, you've got to take it easy. All right. Anyway, Jazakumullah khair. Now the Q&A, please.